We are live. Hello. Oh my God. I don't know if resistance is futile, but I damn well know that trying to start your show when you need a whole system update and you need to unplug everything from the USB port, that's futile, trying to start a show. I apologize, exactly 1/2 hour late. I apologize. I didn't see an update notification on my computer. I still don't know why I didn't. And anyway, we're here, so better late than never. Thank you so much. This is Mysterious Forces Live. It's Friday, July 26, 2019. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here. This is a special show tonight. We're going to be featuring the work of Scott Fensterer, and he's going to be offering some things for sale, and it's going to go to help support a charity event for an organization called Give the Kids the World. Let me make sure I didn't butcher that.
Not too bad.
Give kids the world, not give the kids, but give kids the world. I
give all them kids.
That's right. Y'all give all them kids the world. No, I don't want to make light of the organization. They do great charity work for kids, and so I'm not gonna crack. Well, not that I would. I was going to show this earlier. Our boy gave me this. He says that this is a source of magic that will help my show, and there's some paper crammed in there. So if you have ever questioned whether I'm using arcane occult energy to do this show, there's your answer.
Hey, I'm trying to help your show too. I decided tonight I'm dressing as a Patreon girl. I put a bikini on for you.
All right. Boom, boom.
So you get more views.
I like it.
We're desperate.
You guys, you should go back and look at my Mad Monster Party video. It has a couple of nice moments. Because there's always attractive people there doing cosplay.
Yes.
I was going to talk a little bit about Maddie Roberts, the 21-year-old from Bakersfield who started the Let's Storm Area 51 thing.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yes.
Did you hear anything about that? Did you follow that at all?
I have been following it here and there on social media. Frankly, it scares the hell out of me, but it was their statement about something like, they can't take all of us.
Right.
Yes, they can. It's the U.S. government. It's an installation. They can pretty much
Trevor
do it.
Noah did a behind-the-scenes segment about it. It was hilarious.
Yeah, Trevor Noah. He's funny on that.
Yeah, no, I like it. And it, once again, it's a big thing in ufology. It's like, does the silly stuff, does even the hoaxes and what might be considered negative attention in other areas of research, does it still benefit the cause if you get media attention? And, it's funny, like Butterfinger, they morphed their advertising. They did some advertising to fit that and some other people. So there was a commercial angle that picked up pretty quickly. And I think that's an interesting, even more interesting than the fact that a hoax kind of went viral and had, over 1 million people sign up. I think it's very telling that advertisers could quickly adapt to the news story and just, because of the power of social media, use a current news item and incorporate that into their advertising and use that to their advantage. I think we're going to see a lot more of that. I think we're going to see companies incorporating current events into marketing.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes me worried, though, because, I can understand the gravity of it. We've been wondering what the heck has been going on behind closed doors there for decades now. And like you said, I don't know that this helps the case, and if it ever did come out and we saw what was going on, what would the social implication be on that? Because there are things that are happening. I joke about it from time to time, but I've been involved and loved astronomy my whole life, and the space program. We know there's stuff out there. That's an unequivocal, fact.
And I think it's awfully cocky of us to think that we are the only intelligent life in all of existence.
Yeah.
We're all there is. That's it. We're all there is. But I honestly think if it ever does happen, it's going to be like an Independence Day where he's like, why didn't anybody tell me about this?
Yeah.
It was a need-to-know basis. Well, I kind of need to know this shit. They start rolling up on us, and then they blow everything up, and then that's when you tell me? Yeah. No, you probably should have told me when they rolled up over the White House. Be like, oh, yeah, remember that thing, the tabloid area? No, that's a real place. We got to go there.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's strange. It is a cultural phenomena, and it's, once Area 51 and Roswell kind of took on a pop culture significance. Whatever the topic is or the subject or the focus of that kind of attention is, it always changes the subject itself because it kind of takes on a life of its own.
Right.
I am going to mention this real quick. I'm going to be at Disclosure Con October 5th and 6th. That's a Friday and Saturday. And I'm going to be taking my setup from the International UFO Congress with me, which is September 4th through the 8th. And we're going to try this. And I'm not going to make a promise that Scott can't keep. But since Scott is an accomplished special effects artist, I'm going to send him. This has never been opened. This was made in 1996. As you see, it still has the wrapping on it. And this is the tester's sport model, as described by Bob Lazar, and it has a bonus alien there, as you can see. And I'm going to send this to Scott, and we're going to try to get this put together and back to me before the International UFO Congress, and maybe create a photo opportunity with it. But we're going to take artistic quality over the time clock, and if it can't be done by the International UFO Congress, I think it'll be done before Disclosure Con, and we can do it on display there. So that's just something to look forward to if you come to either the International UFO Congress in September or Disclosure Con up in Pine Top, Arizona, October 5th and 6th. And I'll give those a mention later on. I'd like to move on very quickly to the topic at hand so we can really get into the nitty gritty here. Scott is helping organize. I think you might have conceptualized of this, but Scott does work with a charity called Give Kids the World. I don't know why I keep wanting to add extra words to that. Give Kids the World. And what Give Kids the World does is they help children with critical illnesses. They have these kids and their families come, and they can have up to a 1-week vacation on premises, and it's free of charge. And this is kind of like Make-A-Wish Foundation, except, and correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, instead of doing it out in the community or in other places, the special events for the kids happen there on property. And,
yes and no, because there's events on the property, but they work with Make-A-Wish. So if they have kids from like out of state that are coming to the Central Florida area, and their wish is like, I want to go to Disney World, I want to go to SeaWorld, they put them up at the village for the whole week. They take the buses, take them out to SeaWorld and whatnot, and bring them back. And in their downtime, they have the condos that they stay in, completely food, the whole 9 yards. 24-hour kitchen, 24-hour ice cream parlor, beauty salon, workout room, and they bring the whole family. They don't just take the kid and the parent. Everybody goes. Grandma, because this is going to be the last time. They're full-size houses. And then they do like Christmas 1 day a week every week. So the kids, they're at least going to get Christmas and this Halloween, year if they don't make it to Christmas. Yeah. Every 1 day a week, every week is Halloween. They have like a parade day, and they do like a big parade down the street. They have like 2 or 3 different handicap accessible playgrounds. They have a handicap accessible mini water park. It's a really, really cool place.
Yeah, and the website is it's abbreviated. It's gktw.com. That stands for Give Kids the World.com, GKTW. And so what's going to happen is there's going to be an event called Gill-A-Bration, and that's going to be happening September 14th at Give Kids the World. and it's going to be happening from 10. Huh?
No.
At Silver Springs State Park.
Oh, Silver Springs State Park. You know what?
Yes.
I looked at some information online, and I see
Yeah,
there's an advertisement. That's what the Give Kids the World website said. I didn't see a differentiation in location. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Yeah, that's what makes this event so significant. Because you might know, Creature from the Black Lagoon is celebrating its 65th anniversary this year. So when I conceptualized this, I wanted to kind of showcase where it was filmed as well. And it was filmed right at Silver Springs. Part of it was Wakulla Springs, and Silver Springs was a shooting location, because all of those areas here, I mean, it's the springs, so it's like crystal clear, so it made for great photography. So when we came up with the idea that we wanted to do this, we had originally asked Wakulla Springs, where it was mostly filmed, and they passed. So we went over with
they did something for the 50th.
Yeah.
For them, it's like, oh.
Yeah. So we wound up going over to Silver Springs and asking them if they wanted to take part, and they said absolutely. And they've been wonderful hosts. I mean, they've basically given us the park, and allowed us to bring in whoever we wanted, have vendors, all of that. So they have been fantastic.
So it's going to be a 65th anniversary celebration, outdoor festival, movies and music, and it's going to be really fun, like super duper fun.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I knew this for happening. So, and what's the Give Kids the World that, or do they get to participate in the event? What's the tie-in there?
We're going to donate the money we make at the show, like all the tickets and everything goes back to the village.
Yeah, this is an absolutely 100% nonprofit. So everything we make is going to go back over to Give Kids the World through Hearts of Reality, because that's kind of how I got involved with it, was through Hearts of Reality, because I was on Face Off. I was invited to be in their signing pool. Yeah, Reality Star. But yeah, we started working with them several years back, and that's how we got to go out to Give Kids the World, the actual village. And I wanted to see, because I love Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I love the people and what they're doing out at Give Kids the World, so bring my love for monsters into that charity. So that's really what it started out was, just trying to bring those two loves together. What can I bring to the table? Because I was on this reality show, but I'm not like these other guys from Survivor and Naked and Afraid and all of that. I knows who you are. Yeah, I mean, I have a very specific skill set, and I wanted to use that skill set for bringing attention to Give Kids the World, and especially with the 65th anniversary, give some love to Rico Browning, because he is getting up there in age. I don't want to eulogize him. Oh, he's creeping in here. I don't want to eulogize, Rico. I want to tell him how much he means to us as fans while he's alive, because we lost Julie Adams earlier this year, and we had originally wanted her to be a part of this, and she just she didn't make it. So we want to honor what we can now, and we will be presenting them with awards for what they have done for cinema, especially Rico, with everything he's done from Flipper to whatever, Sea Hunt, anything underwater. He was the main swimming creature for the Creature from the Black Lagoon, so gotta honor him too.
Can you do me a favor, Scott? Can you take like 1 minute and give a description of the creature that you did, and I'll be right back.
Okay. So the creature that we did is this guy here. We're actually going to be doing an entire suit. So luckily, my father-in-law is 6'4". Ben Chapman was 6'5", and my father-in-law is about the land creature. My father-in-law is about 150 pounds soaking wet, and back in the day, Ben Chapman was as well. So we are recreating the suit, and this is the mask for him. If you go to our Facebook page and our studio page, you'll get to see a lot more as far as the other components like the feet and the hands as they go on. But that's one of the neat things you'll be able to see out at Gill-A-Bration is the creature from the Black Lagoon walking around Silver Springs for the first time in like 65 years. So that's kind of cool.
Very cool. When are you going to start pouring the latex for the suit?
Suit, we have to do the body cast first for Ted because we're going to start out with the body cast. So we have all of his measurements right because latex is a weird thing. It's great and it's like the industry standard for masks. But what people don't understand is it shrinks 12%. So we actually have to build a life cast of his body 12% bigger than it actually will be in the end. Otherwise, it's going to be way too tight. So we're going to start with the body cast, get that all built in. We have to have the hands and the feet done first so we can kind of line everything up. But yeah, this is a major undertaking, and especially to have it done by September 14th. I'm feeling that last hour panic like we used to have on Face Off, the last looks thing. But, that's where miracles happen. Everything, happens in that last few hours.
Right. No, absolutely. And I participated in your online sale the other day. You streamed a sale on Facebook, and that's what gave me the idea to do this because I knew that you were trying to get attention and sell off some collectibles to help fund the event to make sure that everything goes off okay. And so we decided to do that here tonight. And although for you, Scott, there's a lot of competition has come up on Friday nights for viewership. And there's like a few different shows and we all kind of have the same audience. So I don't have a tremendous amount of people in the live chat tonight, but I'd like to put this out there that you can find Scott through Facebook. And if you're watching this show after the live broadcast, if you're just watching it at your convenience, you can still contact Scott. And if these items are still available, if you want them, you can still purchase them through Scott. Is that correct, Scott? They can get you later?
Absolutely. We have a lot of items that we have multiples of, especially the Mego action figures, because I am a sculptor for them. I do a lot of their head sculpt. So we have some that I've sculpted, some that I haven't, but I've gotten through my connections. A lot more coming on that. So we have multiples of those. But then like some of the artwork that you saw, that's a one-of-a-kind thing. We have limited number items like the creature mask. We are going to be doing pre-orders. We're trying to limit it to 3 before the show because, we can't get too crazy with soliciting. It is a licensed character. And all we want to do is basically recoup some of the costs. So we have been saying if you're interested in a creature mask, we have those available. I have some other things that we can kind of show and tell here as well if you want to do that. But yeah, I mean, we've got it ongoing for, until the day of the Gill-A-Bration.
We had 2 hours worth of stuff the other night, so let's keep the short and abridged version.
Oh, yeah.
Cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get to it. Let's see some of what you have to offer.
Well, one of them that I think is cool, and this is just because of my love of monsters and everything like this. This is the mask, the latex mask. We produced this as a studio, and I'm sorry, I'm cutting Amber off. We have a third wheel here. But yeah, this was the alpha mask from last season. They introduced the Whisperers. So, are you going to put it on?
Heck yeah, even though I'm allergic to latex.
No, she's gonna get all red now. But yeah, so Alpha was one of the main characters in this past season, and she was a bad girl. So this is Alpha. Amber's modeling her for us. So the thing that was really neat about this mask, though, is that we went to another charity event in Sonoya, Georgia. And they had as their guests a lot of the extras that played the Whisperers, the Saviors, and all that. So they were supposed to do photo ops, and they wound up not getting their masks that they had counted on. So we had these, and they said, "Could we borrow yours for the photo ops?" Because that was also just for charity. It's the Camp Merrimack charity bash. So that was all for charity. I'm like, sure, absolutely. And then afterwards, they were elated. They said, "What can we do, to thank you for that?" And I'm like, you really want to help out? We're doing this charity event, the Gill-A-Bration. Could you sign some of them for us? So all of the guys that were actually there signed, including Cassidy McClincy, who is
plays the daughter.
Yeah, she plays the daughter of Alpha, Lydia. So we've got masks that are actually signed by all 4 of the Whisperers that were there, as well as Lydia's actor. So we have
this has all 4 guys and Lydia's signature. We have one that has just Lydia, and then another one that has all 4 guys. And I think those are both betas, but this Alpha one has all 5 in here.
Yes. So that one's pretty cool. And then I'll show you the beta real quick.
And what's the asking price on that mask?
This one, we normally we charge about
This one.
$225 for that one unsigned. We're only asking, and you're getting the 4 Whispers and the Lydia. I think we had decided on, what was it, 350?
I think.
I'm gonna have to double check that one. I know
3 something.
Yeah, because it came out to like $20 or $25 an autograph more. So it's really, and again, I'm not trying to make a mint on this, but we're trying to, you know, support the Gill-A-Bration. But I will double check on that.
Okay. And I just want to remind everybody while you're getting set up that, you know, even though it's the end of July and we're getting into August, snap, boom, before you know it, it's going to be getting into Halloween season. And you know that even in September, you're going to start seeing Halloween stuff. But if you want something unique that no one else has, or at least very few other people, jumping on this kind of thing is what will win you the Halloween contests at the variety of events, or wow your friends if you go to a Halloween party or you go trick-or-treating, whatever it is you do. This is going to take your Halloween costume to the next level. So keep that in mind as you consider this. It's a charity.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you're not going to find all of those people in one space most times. So it's a really cool thing to actually have all those autographs on there. This is our beta, by the way. I'll show him off too. Beta was played by Ryan Hurst. And this is a big mask, but all that hair, the thing is on ours is it's not glued on, it's actually rooted. So that is actually glued on from the inside as well. It's punched through and then glued on. So they're not cheapies. These things are actual, you know, probably better than Hollywood quality because they have to last for the collector.
Yeah. How long does it take you to sew that hair through the latex?
Gosh,
beta took you probably about an hour per beta.
About an hour because it's fairly sparse.
Alpha was more like an hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half or 2 hours for her. But I mean, it just makes the mask. And I always hate just gluing it on because it looks glued on. When you punch it and they can see the quality, that's usually what will sell the collectors. Like it's
growing out of the head. It's pretty cool.
And I've almost got the price for you. I'm just double checking that. I should have had it all pulled up already. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. That's a half hour late. You have no apologies to make.
Well, usually I'm the one that's slowing things up because I'm technologically just not so good.
Like everything looked good on my computer. All indications were that I should be hearing audio, but I was not. And I had tried everything, and I just thought to reboot. And then when I rebooted, what happened was when my computer came back, there was a different desktop picture. And then I knew that it was some sort of Apple update and that more was going on here. But then even beyond that, I had to reconnect my USB digital interface in the USB to get the computer to read it again. And then everything was restored. So. But that was 30 minutes of tense head scratching on my part.
My ice cream, and I haven't had any yet, you turd ball. Bring me. I don't give a shit.
Focus.
Bring me one.
Our kids are baking Amber's stash of ice cream.
I got the Mickey Mouse on a stick. The ice cream.
Oh, Mickey on a stick.
Yeah, and the turds are breaking into it already.
I am eating Italian ice.
Well. I did get the prices on the alpha and the beta. I'm sorry about that. The beta that we have here that's on auction right now, we haven't put it live on eBay. We're giving Facebook and, of course, Friends of Mysterious Forces first dibs on this. This one is $250, and this one normally goes for, $205 around there. So you're not paying that much more for the lead actress that plays Alpha's daughter. She signed this one as well. And then with the 4 Whispers and the Cassidy for the other one, that's $375. $375. Okay. And I should also mention that in the whole run, not just these autographs, but the whole run of masks, we're only doing 25 of each. So they're very limited to begin with. So having them that are actually signed by the extras is pretty gonna be pretty rare in the end.
Absolutely. And so, you know, that's something to take note of. These are handcrafted by you in your shop with you guys and your people, and that it's a limited run. So this isn't some mass-produced stuff. You're not going to find this stuff online, or you're not even going to find it at Walmart or anything like that. This is limited, exclusive Halloween collector stuff here. So
yes, absolutely.
Do you still have any of your smaller art pieces, the superhero stuff that you had the other day, or did you sell that?
Yes, no, we've got several of those.
Awesome.
I've got your box right here. He's going to color this one probably in the morning, and then it'll go out before noon.
So some of them that we have, and I'll try to get this on, since you were asking about the aliens, and that's one of the art cards. That's like the Stan Winston designed alien. We have, of course,
I just want the audience to understand that's hand inked by you. That's not a print. That's not a copy.
Absolutely. Correct? One of a kind. One of a kind. We have the trio from Thundercats, the main 3. Awesome. Of course, Lion-O, Panthro here. And then we have Tigra as well, with the famous Call of the Thundercats. So we have those. Those are all standard baseball size. And if you're into like the old classics, of course, you're getting the Batman. That one's going to be the cool one. But we still have the other DC heroes in that. And then, of course, this one will probably be very popular. That's the creature from the Black Lagoon, if he would have appeared in like the old Marvel comics. So we still have a handful of those. If I sell out of something, it's going to be updated on the Facebook page that we have for that right now. So you can always check that out there. And then we also have
the big jammies.
All of the big, what they call the comic board prints. These we've got classic. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We have like the classic Superman, the Kurt Swan. This is another one of a kind, penciled and inked by me. We've got samples like this one of the characters that I designed for Face Off. This was the Gatekeeper Challenge. And because he's such a heavy hitter and kind of a personal inspiration for me as well, this is it's like a faux cover that never was, but this is like I guess you would say it's more of a Neil Adams style Batman. Dick Giordano was a big inspiration for me. So this is a recreated cover that never was. So it took elements of Neil Adams' artwork and kind of put them together, like the Robin and the Batman together, you know, in their famous running pose. So we have stuff like that. We have
so little jammies were going for how much?
$25 for the little jammies, $70 for these. Our sale on the coloring is over, but if you twist my arm, I'll probably even, you know, do that if you just mention this show. Just say that you heard about it on Mysterious Forces Live, and I'll honor that if you choose, because some people do like the full color, that I'll go ahead and do the color for you as well. Just mention Mysterious Forces Live, because the sale that we had the other day, it expired 24 hours. So we'll go ahead and extend that to watchers that you might have.
Awesome. Yeah. And we do have a growing audience. So our viewership is increasing all the time. And do you have any other items?
Well, I've got probably, now this wasn't on the other night. This wasn't on the other night, but I'm going to give you guys like an exclusive first shot at something that's kind of cool, and it fits with the theme. Not that I'm a big fan of violence towards alien life of any kind. Where did it go? But you guys probably know what this is, right?
Absolutely.
This is the pulse rifle. from Aliens, 1986. We were lucky enough to do some of the production work for a company that was producing these, and this was one of the samples that we first did to kind of get the contract. This was just a sample, so it's not like the ones that they sell. This is a totally different original art proof. So all different in you know, the weight and everything. It doesn't come with the base, but this is going to go on auction as well. And this is hefty. It's like 4.5 pounds. It's balanced, so it stands perfectly.
Oh, wow.
It can be mounted on your wall or just used for cosplay. It's battle damaged, so it has the silver scrape marks all over it and everything like that. And of course, the shell counter on it, 95. So,
and these also little hookies, if you decide to put it on like a strap and wear it around for cosplay, it's got two that are built into
metal
it.
mounted in there, so they won't break off or anything. So,
wow, what's it made out of?
It's a heavy duty urethane, so it's
Okay.
it's, you know, kind of like
Anti-plastic.
very, very heavy duty. So it's impact resistant, not bulletproof, but it's impact resistant, and it would last, you know, a very long time in your collection. And very few of these were actually produced.
The bus or anything, but
yeah, don't take them on the bus. Don't take them. Even it shows.
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of
no.
shows,
or
you know,
leave
they
them in the car.
yeah, and definitely don't leave them in the car. They are, you know, any of these things, you know, they have a heat threshold, and
Mhm.
people, you know, they leave a prop like this in their car, and it gets up over 120 degrees, and they come out to something that's
Especially
warm.
here in Florida.
So but this is a fine collectible. You know, for the auction for the Give Kids the World, these things I think retailed out of the box. They were like $350 or $400 or something like that. You can own one of the artist proofs, one of the casting samples that we did for the company, and we're going to ask for $500 for this.
Awesome.
Many of these in existence because this was, like I said, it was a product sample. So
Right.
that is not the production piece. That's a product sample. And then another one out of my personal collection. This is another debut here, Natasha. So everyone knows, you know, the Endgame came out, just surpassed Avatar as the highest grossing worldwide box office. Well, we have this jewel. It's not tiny. Sorry, I'm totally blocking out over here.
Okay, I'm hiding. I could like sled down a hill in this bad boy.
I could tell you my sources on this, but I would probably get murdered. The thing is that this was the Stunt shield. Out of the same mold, same paint job, same everything. Chris Evans' Stunt shield in the first Avenger, the very first Captain America movie.
Mhm.
This is heavy duty, almost like a rubberized urethane foam
Okay.
film. It's light, and it has the belts in there and everything like that.
Oh wow.
So this wasn't actually used in the film, but this was out of the same mold by the same guy that actually produced them for the film. So this one is not a cheapie. I mean, this is not anything that you're going to get in the store. So, you know, they're done. I mean, the production, and he even changed a little bit from the original first Avenger to what you saw in the second Captain America, Winter Soldier, and the Avengers. This one was a little bit different shape and a little different size. So after this, they changed the look of it. So this is, you could pinpoint it from the movie. This was the stunt shield that he would carry around that was not metal. If he got into fight scenes, you know, he could hit someone with this because it's rubberized. It's still very stout, but it is rubberized, and it's slightly flexible. They call that the stunt shield. So this one, we're going to ask for $700 because it is so rare. But again, you know, I hate to part with it, but for Gill-A-Bration, you know, we're trying to raise money and get things, you know, put on. And, you know, for me, that's more important than, you know, keeping something. It would go to someone that would enjoy it, hopefully, and give us the seed money that we need for Gill-A-Bration.
Right. And there are also sponsorship opportunities for Gill-A-Bration as well, correct? I don't know if you're closed the window on your vendor applications, but there's still opportunities for.
Yes, we do have some vendor tables available. We're filling up quick now because now we're down to the last 2 months. So the prices right now are $90 for the vendor booths, but it's a 10 by 10. You bring your own tent, your own chairs, your own tables, and you have 10 by 10 area because it's all set up like an outdoor festival. So we do have some of those tables, and again, all the details are available on our website and on the Hearts of Reality website. Tickets are still available. Sponsorships start at $250 and go up to $10,000 for what they call presenting sponsorships. And it's not like you're going to present the sponsorship for the show and then you're going to disappear, because we're also doing collectible programs that are going to have ads reminiscent to the old famous monsters of Filmland. So if you love those kitschy kind of ads, we're going to have all of our sponsors recognized in ads like that. So you'll have the program that will show what's going on for the weekend, but then you'll also have these cool ads that are reminiscent of the old days of famous monsters of Filmland.
And all the other details of what you get out of the sponsorship package are in the sponsorship package.
Yes, which is available online as well. Everything from a booth at Gill-A-Bration where you can set up, ad space, tickets.
The smallest sponsorship package all the way up to the highest package. Tickets, whole 9 yards. Everything's available online.
Yes.
Awesome. That's good to know. That's good work. I'm going to dance around this a little bit. And if you can't answer this question, I understand. You recently did some work, and we talked about it previously when you were on the last time. You're not allowed to publicly say what those items were that you created for that well-known attraction?
I can say a certain, because it has opened up out in Anaheim now. I mean, the pictures of the things that we worked on are all over the place. We can't say specifically what we worked on, but we can announce that we may have been involved with Galaxy's Edge, both Anaheim as well as right here in Orlando, Florida. So that's a huge thing. And in fact, we may be getting to go out there very soon for the vendor preview. So we're excited to see how our stuff actually looks in person out there.
That's awesome. So I just wanted the viewers to know that, because, not only is Scott an accomplished special effects artist, as well as Amber, because she works with him. And he was on season 9 of Face Off, but he's also done work for Disney and lots of other people. And you also you do sculptures for Mego, the toy company. You have sculpted heads for different figures.
Yes.
All of these tiny little thingies back here are different action figure heads.
Let me see. I can show this one, because this one has been released. Okay, this was just released. It's at I can't remember whether it's set up this weekend, but they have a toy show that they're doing. But this was announced, so I can show it. This is the Rocky Balboa one that we did. That'll be in wave 7.
So there'll be Rocky Balboa figures.
Yep, that one's coming out. I think they said next month.
And usually when they have one from a series, they have their friends and associated characters that go along with them.
Yes. And I wish I could tell you all the other cool ones, because I'm getting to do ones that I have longed to do since I was a kid. So, I can basically tell you what's been announced. We've got some Star Trek ones that are coming out. Some Stan Lee, Lord of the Rings that we've been involved with. So they haven't really shown many photos yet. Rock icons, yes, especially if you were growing up in the 80s. Hair bands and glam rock was big, and we got some good ones coming out. One of the biggest.
Some of the biggest hair, I think, ever.
And with their 14-inch series, which is very cool. We did our first one in the DC license. So we're very excited to be able to say, hey, this is what we were talking about. A lot of what we say, I know, is kind of mired in the non-disclosure. But eventually, if you keep watching our site, we'll be able to show you some very cool stuff.
No, that's cool. And I love the scope of your work. And I'm also going to have the alien puppet that you created for me. I'm going to debut that at the International UFO Congress as well. I'm going to take a portion of my booth and set up an area for photo ops, and the alien is going to be part of that. So I'll have that to share too. I just wanted to wait till the time and the place was right to bring out the alien. I've just been working really hard on the content of the show, and we've tried to find our footing, and it's really getting established now, and we're getting really comfortable with the format and our guest roster. So we're going to start breaking out into some other formats. I'm going to be moving as well within the next 60 days and rebuilding my studio in a new location. And I'm going to be switching over to green screen and some other good stuff, and the 4K camera. All that stuff's going to happen at that time. We're going to do a tech switch over. So I'm going to have new audio capabilities. I'm going to be able to take phone calls. And I'm going to be using green screen, have a 4K camera, and there's also a lighting upgrade. All of this hardware is already in place. I've already purchased all of it. We're just waiting to have the move happen before we get the upgrade for the show. So the look of the show is going to change a bit, and I think being able to accept phone calls is going to be a big help, and that'll be great. And anyway, is there anything else you'd like to say about Gill-A-Bration or any of the work that you're doing, or
well, I'm going to give you a couple of exclusives here, because this I haven't even posted on Facebook yet. We just talked and signed the deal with J. Michael Roddy. Now, you may not know that name, but if you have the Jaws DVD, he was one of the people behind The Shark Is Still Working, and this little documentary called Monster Kids, The Impact of Things That Go Bump in the Night. If you really want a treat, that is 55 minutes you are going to love, especially if you're into the classic horror, silver screen horror, 80s horror. J. Michael Roddy is going to be at Gill-A-Bration. He's going to be doing a special screening of the Monster Kids video, and then he's going to have a panel as well.
We're so old.
Yeah. Yeah, on the video, on the VHS. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be a huge thing. So definitely, if you're interested in hearing more about that, you can see his information, of course, through Monster Kids website, as well as on our website. We've revamped it again to add a lot of Gill-A-Bration stuff on the Scott Fensterer Sculpture Studio site.
So if you see this mug right here in Technicolor, click his face and it will take you to get all the information.
Yes, right to all the info on Gill-A-Bration. That's on my opening page as well. The other cool bit of news is, recently we were in St. Augustine at the triple header with R.J. Grady to kill the creature. And he has been fantastic. I got to give him props. He's not everyone's style, but I tell you what, if you like different types of music, alternative music, where else are you going to see a creature from the Black Lagoon playing electronic heavy metal bagpipes? Some of it's cover, some of it's all original. He went and did an original soundtrack for all three of the Creature from the Black Lagoon films. So he's got a huge following. So we went to this event to help him out, and in turn, he did so much for us as trying to launch Gill-A-Bration. One of the things he did, I think we might have lost you.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. So one of the things he did was he put us in touch with this little group called Marineland. They're located in St. Augustine as well. And we are not only going to be helping them out with their Halloween program, Creature from the Black Lagoon base, but we are in final talks to secure that location
for Gill-A-Bration Year 2.
Yes, Revenge of Gill-A-Bration. So if
the second movie was filmed at Marineland.
Yeah, it was filmed at Marineland, Revenge of the Creature, and there were parts that were filmed in Jacksonville, again in Silver Springs, but we're trying to spread the love to some of the other filming locations. So if we do well this year, we're going to be doing Revenge of Gill-A-Bration right out at Marineland, and they have original portholes from Revenge of the Creature. They have all the filming locations still viewable. They have a great education and history department there that'll show you certain locations. So yeah, like behind the scenes tour,
like in the basement type. They take you down there. You want to look at some cool stuff? Here you go. They show you everything. Back
then it was called Marine Studios. So a lot of history there. They started out as a studio and then went to being a theme park. So we're excited about that. I don't know if you can tell, but
oh no, that's cool. That's super cool. So before we close, I just want to mention again, it's the Gill-A-Bration, September 14th. It's from 10 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. It's also going to be celebrating the 65th anniversary of the creation of the creature, the Black Lagoon, and the profits for this event. It's a nonprofit event. All proceeds will go to Give Kids the World, and you can find them at gktw.com. And they help children with critical illnesses. They partner up with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they work with kids with critical illnesses and their families. So this is definitely a good cause. I would just like to say once again, Amber Fensterer, Scott Fensterer, thank you so much for being here. I always like having you on. I enjoy your work so much. I'm, not only a friend, but a fan of your work. And I don't know. We'll at least cover Gill-A-Bration one more time before it happens, because it's such a good cause, and I want to help you have as much success as you can. So we'll maybe have you back on closer to the event, or we'll do a segment or something. But I'm not going to let it just go by and not mention it again. So we'll bring this back around.
Yeah, we appreciate that so much, because I mean that's what we're going by. This is a grassroots, for fans by fans celebration, and we're going to have to make it viral. That's how it happens.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. And I'd like to thank you for watching. And I know that you could be doing something else at this time on your Friday night, but you're spending that time with me. Or you're spending this time with me after the fact, and you're still watching the show. And that makes me love you. And so if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so below. Like, subscribe, hit that alarm bell. And you must subscribe, because resistance is futile. I'm going to be at the International UFO Congress, booth number 6. And that's going to be September 4th through the 8th. I'm going to be at Disclosure Con, Pine Top, Arizona. And that's going to be October 5th and 6th. And that's an amazing time up there on Apache Nation land. And it's just absolutely gorgeous up there. So if you get a chance to attend these events, please do so. I want to say hi to Jimmy, Mika, Sarah, Jiggy, all of my friends out there. I just got in this show. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And I have a killer show tomorrow. A killer show. A big time UFO special. Have Tom Whitmore and Rich Hoffman on here together. 2 members of MUFON are going to be on the show tomorrow. We're going to be talking about metamaterials that the TTSA has, and lots of other UFO topics. 2 members of MUFON's board of directors on this show tomorrow night, Saturday night. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone take care and goodbye.